The future of Doctor Who is always up for debate, yet I'm a little bit more worried about what's going to happen after Series 2, and here's why. So let's get the first most obvious option out of the way. The first option is that Doctor Who is either cancelled, which has been said for probably decades, and the other option is that Disney pulls through and says, you know what, we're going to commission season 3. Obviously, if that happens, we will not get the next series for quite a while, but that would certainly calm down a lot of the chatter and hatred towards the show being cancelled and no one watches it anymore. I do think it's unlikely, but Disney have been known to sometimes let a show finish for the series and then renew it. So it's not completely out of the question. They had a contract of getting a certain amount of episodes out. Once this series finishes, they will have a better idea if they want to carry on putting money in. We do obviously know in the grand scheme of things with Disney, Doctor Who isn't a lot of money to make in Doctor Who's terms. So it is a chance that they could potentially decrease their budget and still be happy to air Doctor Who. But it's all about numbers and like how many subscribers stay on after the show, or after, you know, all that type of thing. If Disney obviously does decide to pull out of Doctor Who, the other obvious choice is for the BBC to take full control of the show. Well, I mean, they already have, but like basically have it all by themselves. Now, the BBC have done this for many, many years, but obviously there's a few circumstances which makes this a bit more difficult. Firstly, the BBC is in trouble. Coming from a media student, I work next to the BBC, so trying to apply for roles there is blimmin' difficult. Roles are soaking up, shows are getting cut back, much more repeats on TV. The licence fee debate is always up in debate. Yeah, the BBC is in a very tough period at the moment, so them saving money is absolutely their number one aim, to try and keep them afloat. And as much as Doctor Who is probably their biggest title, it's also one of probably even the most expensive show. It's up there as the most expensive show that they do make. So from that, if BBC do decide to keep it, there is a chance that obviously they will reduce the episode count. Now, Doctor Who could continue with 8, or God forbid, could even go back to 13. That would mean going back to 2006, 2007 Doctor Who, which I don't mind, but you can't. Special effects cost a lot more than they did in 2006. It's just completely different in the special effects sector, that you can't make something like exactly how it was made in 2006 and air it today, because it will not work. It will look absolute rubbish if you try to make it look like it did. It was good for its time and we appreciate it for its time, but now we have a set standard because of how the world is and how much special effects have really improved, that we wouldn't expect it to be like that. So everything costs a lot more money. Let's say the BBC does continue with Doctor Who and goes down to, let's say, 5 episodes is what is being rumoured. I do believe this would mean Doctor Who would have to make a massive structural change. And what I mean by that is the way they tell their stories. Having a monster of the week, having a different adventure every single week with a mystery box would not work anymore. I do kind of feel like it's not working now, let alone if we went down any more episodes. I often have issues with even an 8 episode series run, having mystery boxes, having these different adventures while tying in other things. It's too much being crammed in. And I think Flux is an example of how I want the structure to be, but also not the exact same example because they crushed in too much. But that same sort of vibe, one whole overarching story through a series. And that is a lot of how TV is now done. And days of 13 episodes, something new every week, is over, simply because of how television is viewed. It might come back one day, who knows. But production costs are so high for everybody. Every streaming service, everything is costing so much more money so cuts obviously having to be made. So whilst if that did become a 5-episode series, that would mean that there would be structural changes, but Doctor Who could potentially last. Another rumour that I've been seeing, we're really now going to reduce the amount of Doctor Who episodes to now just a few specials every single year. I feel like this rumour started because specials often do well, especially when David Tennant was brought back as the 14th Doctor, which has now got this rumour circulating that what if we bring back a different Doctor or have a new Doctor every single year. So let's say every single year we have 3 specials of Doctor Who, and it's going to be a new Doctor every single year, or a returning one. They'll regenerate at the end of their 3 specials every single year. Not only would that completely and utterly ruin the magic of Doctor Who, and wouldn't be able to get any character depth into the Doctor, wouldn't be able to learn about the Doctor properly, we wouldn't know anything. It could be a way which, if you don't like Ncuti, it's fine, because next year you're going to have David Tennant or a completely different actor. So it's a way to keep viewers engaged and potentially coming back, or more people will come in just for them specials because of that certain actor. So there are positives and negatives if you weigh them up. But obviously that means a much less Doctor Who, and the whole idea of Doctor Who, the whole structure of it would be completely and utterly reshaped. Another rumour, is that someone else picks up Doctor Who. There's Amazon, there's Netflix, HBO even. Now obviously Amazon has a lot of flipping money. They've recently brought James Bond for a heck of a lot of money. So they quite like their British shows. So, but British films, but no doubt Amazon will make Bond into TV series. Wouldn't surprise me. Doctor Who being picked up by another big company is also a potential. And the future of Ncuti Gatwa, look, this man is getting more and more popular by the day. I see him being cast in this, that and the other every other day. If Disney take a while to commission Doctor Who, or the future that is sorted, we know the next steps that Doctor Who is going to go down. Ncuti is not going to wait. We know for a fact there is no Doctor Who next year. We know there's no potential Doctor Who filming at least until next year. It completely and utterly depends. There's a lot of dependence. And what's the point in Ncuti waiting if it ain't going to work out, which is looking more likely? A lot of the future, and it's just the future of the BBC, not just Doctor Who. Television landscape is massively changing, and sadly Doctor Who is left behind. Yeah, a lot of rumours, and I doubt we'll find anything out until, I heard, June, so well after, or a few weeks, days, but I'd imagine weeks after Doctor Who has ended. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We won't carry on this topic any further on this channel because we want to enjoy what we've currently got, but it's still worth noting that this could be some bad news on its way, or massive changes on its way, and what the hell that means for this channel if Doctor Who gets cancelled or put down to an episode a year, I have absolutely no idea, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to subscribe, that would really help me out right now, and give this video a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.